Welcome to At Home with Miss Joan. Today we are making blueberry cream cheese muffins. I'm Jordan, I'm her daughter, and she is behind the camera if you're wondering where she is.
I'm back here.
I'm sure she'll make lots of comments.
Oh yes, I'll be chiming in.
And so I'm going to start out with some dry ingredients. And so I'm starting out with flour, plain flour. This is 1 3/4 cups, already measured out. 1 3/4 cups.
All purpose.
It's already starting in.
all purpose, so they know it by that.
Yeah, it is the all-purpose. All right, and here I have 3 different things. I've got a tablespoon of cornstarch. Show you what I've got. Got a tablespoon of cornstarch. I have 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So, like I said, this is just starting with the dry ingredients. This recipe says to mix those together first, and then we are ready to add in some more items. Now we're going to add in our wet ingredients. That is our oven getting ready. It's on 375. And so our wet ingredients, 1/4 cup of oil. We're using vegetable oil. And then 4 tablespoons of butter. There's like 1/2 stick. Is the 4 tablespoons. Y'all, these muffins are so good. And then we're going to add in 1 cup of sugar. All right, next, this is 1 egg and 1 egg white. So 1 egg and 1 egg white goes in. And then this is 1/2 cup of buttermilk. So blueberry is one of those things when I was a kid, I don't know that I loved it. I would pick strawberry every time for a muffin. But now that I've gotten older, I love blueberry muffins. I love the blueberry preserves that we make. Anything blueberry I think is delicious. The lemon blueberry cake.
I just thought of that.
We have so many more blueberry recipes than I realized. All right. Now, vanilla. It calls for 1 1/2 teaspoons, but if you know us around here, we just treat the cap like it is the teaspoon. So I'm going to go for 1 1/2 caps for our 1 1/2 teaspoons. Okay, and then there's the 1/2.
Oh yeah, you're not even using a electric mixer.
I did not.
Huh.
And it's still quite creamy.
Stir it up.
All right, I'm going to put this aside for now, and we've got a couple more layers that I've got to get ready. All right, next we're going to make the filling for the inside of the muffins, and I'm starting with 1 block of cream cheese, and so that's all I've put in here. I'm going to add 1/3 cup of white sugar, and then it calls for 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. You know what we're going to do.
So that's a gooey filling that goes in the middle of the muffin that bakes in there.
Yes.
Woo, glory.
All right, so when it calls for the filling, that's this. The batter is what we just made, and now I'm going to make a streusel that goes on top. So it calls for 1/4 cup of brown sugar. It also calls for 1/4 cup of flour, and then just a pinch of salt for our streusel topping. So I'm just going to mix up this for...
Needless to say, my friend that's moving here, she's not going to get all of these because I've got to try it out. So good.
Yeah, we haven't told y'all that we are making this welcome basket for a friend that is moving back to town, and she's going to be getting some of these blueberry muffins. So now I'm going to show you how we're going to combine it together. So I brought the batter back, and we're going to add 1 1/2 cups of blueberry. You were wondering when it was going to become a blueberry muffin.
Yeah.
To this batter. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at those colors.
I can smell it. The whole thing smells good.
For these muffins, I recommend doing the old-timey greasing and flouring of the pans. This will help your muffins to come out much easier than if you use the spray. So this is just Crisco and then a little flour. And you shake it around to grease the pan really well. For this muffin, I recommend this batter. Just putting it about half full right now, maybe half to 2/3, because we've got to put that surprise cream cheese filling in there also. So let's start filling these up. I'll smooth this out in a little bit before we add our cream cheese layer. And you'll notice I've got some extra blueberries right here.
Oh yeah.
Because you want every muffin to have a good amount of blueberries. You know, sometimes when you scoop something out, one of them has got a ton and the other one doesn't have as much. And you want it to be fair to everybody. So after I scoop these out, I'll look and see what I think. Now, this recipe will make more than 12. And so if you just make 12, you make them really big. They're beautiful when you first make them, but they might be hard to get out. And so I would say expect to have a little more, if you have muffin pans like this, a little more than 12. It depends, of course, how full you make them. Okay, I'm going to get these ready for the next step so you can see how we're going to put the cream cheese in our blueberry cream cheese. See, to me, he needs a little bit more blueberry. It's not right. But it doesn't have as much as the others.
I call that sharing the love.
Yeah, we got to share the love.
Everybody needs a little blueberry.
Everybody.
Several. Several.
Okay, this next step of what I'm doing is I have taken just this end of a spoon and I'm making a well, a little hole right there. Do you see that hole that I've made?
Mm-hmm.
This is where that filling is going to go. So I've got a heaping teaspoon of that filling and I'm just putting it right there at the center.
Oh, when you zoom in up close, I see just how old my poor old pans are.
Hey, sometimes the older equipment works the best.
Old, like
Don't
me.
you think?
Oh.
That one needs a little more
I don't buy
filling.
a lot of the fancy new gadgets. I just go with what I've already got.
Some of the new things that you have is in your Amazon store, though.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
It is, so some of the newer things we have listed in there.
Yeah,
And
on every video, look for the notes section. We always got something there, recipe or whatever.
Yeah, we'll have the recipe in the notes section, the Amazon link, anything that you might need. Links to other videos if you want to watch some more from this channel. And that's where when you're on YouTube, you just hit more, the more button, and it goes there. So I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. Make the well, fill it with the cream cheese mixture. You looked funny for a second. What's wrong?
I was thinking of an old song. I couldn't get it in my head.
Of an old song.
I'm hearing it over and over and over again. What is that song? It's old, like my pants. That's all it's going to. This da 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 da. Over and over and over again. Some of y'all can comment below. Miss John, that song is so old. It's older than I am. I'm sorry. What comes up comes out. But I'm behind the camera today and I'm supposed to be quiet. Right? Semi-quiet.
Did y'all think she was going to be quiet when
Semi.
she was behind the camera? I mean, really?
I'm trying, but I do have to put my 2 cents worth in.
So you want the cream cheese to be a surprise. And so I'm going back with that batter and just putting it a little bit over the top. And that's what helps you bite down into the muffin. And then there in the middle is the surprise cream cheese.
Those look so good. I can't wait to bite into them. Cold glass of milk. I will say that it's not mayonnaise, right?
Ew,
It looks like
gross.
a glob of mayonnaise sitting there, but it's their surprise cream filling.
So then you just go back and cover up the cream filling
On every one of them.
on each one of them.
I think she loves baking as much as I do.
I love it. I think I've always loved it.
I know
even
it.
as a kid.
Yeah.
I have the best memories baking with you and Granny.
Yes, it's the best way to teach math concepts to the children.
It really is.
And then she turned out to be a math teacher.
And I try to do some cooking at my school.
Oh, yes.
Because we have this thing at my school where the kids get to compete in some different competitions. And we try to have competitions that everybody would like. So, yes, there are sports, but then there's also some cooking, some art, things like that. And so, guess who gets to lead the cooking ones?
Yours truly behind the camera, which you're highly involved too. She's running the whole thing.
All right, so mine have made, looks like 16. And so I filled these two halfway full with water. So all I'm doing is, remember this strudel that we made with the brown sugar, salt, and flour? It goes on top before you bake it. About to put these in the oven on 375 degrees. I'll let you know when I pull them out how long it took them to make our wonderful blueberry cream cheese muffins. They are absolutely delicious. Look at our muffins, everybody. We've already got some wrapped up for our friend who's coming to town. I do want to tell you these work best with the fresh, not frozen blueberries. Here's one that I've sliced open. Just wanted to show you the inside, the cream cheese, the blueberries.
And I've already eaten several of them. They're so good.
I hope you enjoy this delicious recipe and you learned it right here at Home with Miss Joan.
At home with Miss Joan, would you like? You know, whether you like it or not, okay? At home with Miss Joan, please subscribe. Sure does help this old girl's channel grow. Won't you share with friends and family? You know, like your mom and them, okay? Comment right here and you'll hear back from me. You know, preacher, get back with you, my daughter, me, somebody will right here from At Home with Miss Joan. Woo! Y'all check these videos out, okay?